did the last time Pico came. It was really fun. I remember it. Oh, yeah, we investigated what soil, right?
Yeah.
Soil, dirt's another word for that, for sure. And we found all kinds of living creatures in there.
Yeah.
It was pretty exciting.
They found a big worm. Crazy.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was wonderful. You guys have so many wonderful things today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm wondering if you want to hold that thought. I'm wondering if you guys want to guess what our topic is today. I'm going to give you a hint. The thing that we are studying today, part of it likes to grow in soil. My other hint, green. Ooh, grass is an example of this.
Plants.
Yes, plants. We're going to talk about plants today. Now, as we think about plants, can you think of like a part of a plant? What's a part of a plant you can think of? Yeah. Ooh, roots. Would you guys agree that roots are a part of a plant?
Yeah.
Just draw little pictures of roots here. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to zoom in for a moment. Here we go.
We have to turn off the lights to do this.
Ooh, can I have a volunteer to turn the lights off?
Oh, help us turn off the lights.
Oh, would you do that? Oh, really? That works great. Oh, there you go. Can you see my roots now? Okay, what's another part of a plant? What's another part of a plant? Yeah.
Quentin, do this, will you? Yeah.
Oh, that, you know, Quentin, actually this one we can keep on because we can see just fine, I think.
Stem. I was like,
Ooh, a stem?
Oh, and was I there for the soil? Was I there?
I'm not sure. Were you there? Did you remember us bringing little plates of soil in
Oh,
your
yeah,
classroom?
you were.
Not sure if he was here that day. Okay, we have a stem, or if it's a tree, what do we call it? Yeah.
Petals.
Ooh, that's one thing. What do we call this? Not a stem, but a
Stump.
ooh, a stump if it's cut down. Yeah.
Trunk. Trunk.
Oh, I'm actually waiting for quite a patient hand. Yeah?
The underground where the dirt is.
Yeah.
You forgot the sprout.
Ooh, well, it can sprout out of the roots. You're right. We can call this the trunk. And then what comes off of the trunk?
Leaves.
Ooh, they have to attach to something, right?
Branches.
Yeah, branches, right? And then leaves. Sometimes we can like kind of draw it like that, and it kind of looks like a whole bunch of leaves together, right?
That's nice.
You guys see that?
I like the tree.
There you go, like that. Okay, now, if I were to show you guys
I want that picture.
these two pictures, what are we looking at here?
Trees.
Yeah, they're trees. And do you suppose that they have roots underground?
Yeah.
Do they have trunks?
Yeah.
Do they have branches and leaves?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the big difference between these two trees? What do you think the big difference is? Yeah.
They're two different types of trees.
Yes, they are two different types of trees. There's something that I can think of that really has to do with what happens on this part of the tree, like in the fall and winter. What do you think?
They fall off.
Oh, and which one? This one?
Yes.
Yeah, these leaves fall off because this is actually called a deciduous tree. Can you guys say deciduous tree? That's a weird word, isn't it? Can you say it again? Deciduous.
Deciduous.
Deciduous. Deciduous. You know what that means? Leaves fall off in the fall and the winter. And in this tree over here, do the leaves fall off on that?
No!
They don't fall off, do they? In fact, we can take a look at these two together and see what they look like in the fall and winter time.
Evergreen.
Now, on these, where are the leaves at right now?
On the ground.
Did somebody rake those into a nice pile?
Yeah.
They did. If a person didn't rake them into a pile, would they just be kind of scattered around on the ground?
Yeah.
And what little wriggly something would come out of that soil to eat those leaves and pull it down underground to decompose it into soil? What do you think? A little wriggly, soft, wriggly guy. We saw some of these in our soil class, actually.
Oh,
What do you think?
worm.
A worm, yeah. Now, with these evergreen trees, can you guys say evergreen?
Evergreen.
These evergreen trees, those needles, do they fall off in the wintertime?
Yeah.
No, they don't. They don't. They stay
They
on
get
there.
sap.
And we're going to do a little investigation. We're going to see are plants similar when they're babies to when they're grown up as adults? And let's take a look at an evergreen tree. This is a cedar tree. Now right here we have a picture of a baby cedar tree, kind of with its little roots. There are a few little trees there, and their little roots are growing in soil. So do the babies have roots?
Yes.
And do the adults have roots?
Yes.
Do the babies have little tiny trunks?
Yes.
And do the adults have great big trunks?
Yes.
What about the leaves on the cedar tree? Okay, what about those? Here's a close-up of what the adults looks like, and those are the babies. Do they look similar?
Yeah.
Yeah, they look similar, but are they slightly different?
Yeah.
Now, who wants to tell me how these things are different? How are they different? Yeah.
Because there's different kinds of trees.
Oh, that's for one thing, they're different. But right now we're kind of investigating, are small baby plants, are they similar to adults? How are they the same and how are they different? Yeah.
One's different than the other.
Oh, thank you. That's one of the biggest differences actually, is that one is bigger than the other. Is it the baby that's bigger or the grown-up tree? Grown-up tree. Do you know what you call a baby tree?
Yes.
What?
A sapling.
Yes, a sapling. You're
I
absolutely
actually
right.
learned that in a video game.
Well, that's very wonderful. So the sapling looks a lot like the grown-up tree, right? But it is a little bit smaller. Now, if this is an evergreen tree, should we look at a deciduous tree? To investigate and see?
Yeah.
Ooh, what are we looking at here?
Apple tree.
Okay, so this is a close-up of a little baby apple tree, a sapling, growing in the soil. Do you suppose it has roots down there?
Yeah.
And does it have a little trunk?
I got a tree growing.
How is the trunk similar or different from the grown-up apple tree? Who wants to share that? Yeah.
Because it's a sapling and saplings are tiny.
They're tiny, right? Yeah, does it have similar leaves? A little bit similar, right?
Oh,
There is a major difference that I can see between the two trees. What is it? Do you guys know? Which one has apples and which one doesn't? Yeah, because did you guys know that little baby plants can't really produce seeds? They have to grow up to be able to produce seeds. So that's a really big difference. Yeah, you have a question.
I have a tree.
Yeah, cool.
The nest squirrels eat. They're this big.
Ooh, so it provides habitat for animals. I like that. That's very cool. Now, let's look at a plant that's not even a tree, and let's see if these same ideas apply to this kind of plant. What kind of plant is this?
Tomato.
It's a tomato plant. Let's look at the little tiny seedling here. That little tiny seedling. Does it have similar leaves as the adult?
No. Yeah.
It does. They're just tiny, right? What's the big difference between these two? Yeah.
Because those leaves are little and the other ones are like.
Are they big? Yes. Okay, great. What else?
One produces tomatoes and the other one can't, right?
Yeah, the seedling can't produce tomatoes yet because it's a baby, right?
The same thing with the apples.
Yeah, same thing with the apple tree. So would you guys say overall that plants, when you look at a plant, that a baby plant is very similar to a grown-up plant, it's just a little bit smaller and it can't produce seeds yet? Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I of course would agree.
Yeah, well great. Well, did you guys know that we actually brought some plant samples and we were wondering if you guys want to investigate some plant samples right there in the carpet? Raise your hand if you feel ready to do that. Awesome. Okay, we're coming around.
Oh my goodness, tomato plant. Oh, tomato plant.
I appreciate everybody who was on that on the Christmas.
What the heck? They're fake. They're not fake.
Come here.
Okay, we're going to give these two guys some pears so together you can investigate. I love that. They feel different. I love that. What did you notice?
They smell good.
Oh, you guys, I love this.
Wait,
You
what did they
smell
smell?
it, and they smell good.
Like nature.
Ooh, they smell like nature. Does each
Like this.
smell a little differently? Just a little bit? Yeah. What else did you notice? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, clap once if you can hear me. Clap twice if you can hear me. I'm going to ask you to hold. I'm going to ask you guys to hold up an example. This example is part of a plant that actually grows in the ground. In the ground, in the soil. I have one right here. What is it called? It's a root. Hold up a root if you have one. Ladies and gentlemen, hold up an example of an evergreen, a branch that came off of an evergreen tree. Hold up a branch that came off of an evergreen tree. Raise your hand if you would like to tell me, what are these called? What are these called? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you'd like to tell me. Ooh, pine needles. Why do you think they're called pine needles? Touch them and tell me why you think they're called pine needles. Are they a little bit fluffy? Okay. Hold up an example of a leaf. Hold up an example of a leaf. Trick question. We have 2 leaves. These are both leaves. Oh, did you know pine needles are leaves too? Both are. So if you raise this one up, is that a leaf? If you raise this one up, is this a leaf? Both leaves, right? Put your finger on the tip of your nose if you're ready. Now, did anybody feel this deciduous leaf? This leaf that falls off in the fall? No. Did you feel the little lines on it? No. Okay, humans have these little lines in our body too, but in our body, they carry blood. What are they called?
Veins.
Veins. Did you know that they carry plant food and plant water in these little veins, these little lines on there? That's what those are. Hold on. Do the evergreen pine needles have veins too?
Yeah.
They do. Look carefully. Look carefully. They do. They have veins too. Now finally, hold up a part of a plant that came from the trunk of a tree. Now, clap once if you can hear me. Clap twice if you can hear me. There's an amazing thing that can happen. If you count the little rings on this tree, we call these tree cookies. If you count the rings on the tree cookie, what does it tell you about the tree?
It tells you how old it is.
Yes, so I want you to count your lines on your tree cookie and tell me how old it is.
Hold on, the baby. 10.
ready for our next adventure?
Yes!
Are you ready for our next adventure? Put your hand on your shoulder if you're ready. Put your hands on your head if you're ready. Put your hands in the air if you're ready. Because our next adventure is that we are going to now explore leaves in a little bit more detail. We've learned that plants are similar when they're babies and when they're adults. We have learned that leaves have all different characteristics, and now we're going to put those characteristics to the test. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone's going to get a little leaf like this one that I just projected on the overhead. And what you're going to do, you're going to borrow this from us. You're going to put a piece of paper over it. You're going to take a crayon and lay it flat as a pancake for rubbing. And watch what happens when I rub. Am I doing it with a tip, or am I rubbing it flat as a pancake?
I did that before. Me too. I Cub Scouts. That's so cool.
What part of the leaf can we see when we do a leaf rubbing? What part is it? It's the leaves and the veins poke out. Now, what happens if I take another color? Check that out. You can do multiple colors. Do you think that you're going to be able to borrow and trade around your leaves to do all different leaves?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Now, I want to tell you something that I want everybody to remember. That you can do this with leaves at home anytime you want. All you do is you pick a leaf, put it down, put a piece of paper on top of it, and rub it with a crayon. Isn't that fun? So you guys can do this anytime you want. Now, are you ready to experiment with